The Jamaica Police Force has been plunged into mourning again following the passing of a senior cop, Clunis. Clunis was a police officer that was involved in the shooting incident that took place in Spanish Town, in which two other police officers were viciously taken out. Hi again and welcome. This is Links of 7 TV. Let's talk, and we're about to discuss this on the program. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back and thanks for joining us for the program. It's the Links of 7 TV. Let's talk. Well, it's a sad day once more for the Jamaica Constabulary Force following the sudden passing of Superintendent of Police Clunis. Well, Mr. Clunis passed away 2 weeks after being injured in a violent ambush orchestrated by a gunman on the outskirts of Spanish Town in St. Catherine, which had already claimed two individuals of the Jamaica Police Force. The senior police officer who was in hospital for some time now since that incident was looking forward for his release sometime this week, and efforts to get a comment from the family members at this time proved futile. However, members of the police high command are currently at the hospital and are trying to console family members, as this came as a shock to all members of the police force and also his family members. The public appeared very shocked at the sudden passing of Mr. Clunes, as he was in good spirit just this week and had even given an interview to a media fraternity just over a week ago. Right now we're going to try to get an update from Miss Stephanie Lindsay, and that's the head of the corporate communications unit in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Miss Lindsay, what can you tell us about the passing of Mr. Clunes that transpired this afternoon? Can you update the public as it relates to that for me, please?
Superintendent Clunis passed on earlier. It's early days. We do know that he was doing very well in terms of recovery. He was being prepared to be released from hospital. We understand he developed some complication and died shortly thereafter. There are currently a number of persons, at the hospital. His wife is there along with colleagues, the chairman of the Police Officers Association, the Federation chairman, as well as the welfare officer, and a number of other persons, because his death came as a shock to us, because from all indication he was recovering very, very well, to the extent that, he was to be discharged. The group was also addressed by the chief medical officer for the hospital, Dr. Wiley, and they too, from a medical standpoint, still trying to figure out, what happened. But we are grieving at this time and just trying to lend as much support as we can to his wife and immediate family members that are here, because it is indeed a difficult time for us, because we thought we had passed the worst in terms of him and his recovery. So it is a significant loss to us, and we're just trying to see how we cope for the next few hours. The chaplaincy is here along with other support services from the Jamaica Constabulary Force, so we are holding on and doing the best we can to support each other at this time.
Thank you very much, Miss Lindsay, for providing us with that update on the passing of Mr. Clunes. And that's Miss Stephanie Lindsay, head of the corporate communications unit in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Continuing with our discussion, so the June 12th attack that carried out by a man armed with high-powered weapon claimed the life of Detective Corporal Biggs and also Constable Ricardo Hilton in that incident that took place in Spanish Town. The individual behind the Horizon Park attack was identified as 39-year-old Damian Hamilton, and he was the man responsible for taking out two police officers in that incident, Corporal Dane Biggs and Constable Ricardo Hilton. The police are still carrying out their investigation into that incident. However, the passing of Mr. Clunes has hit the nation by shock, and also the members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It was just Monday of last week that the Jamaica Police Force designated a day of mourning for the Jamaica Constabulary Force police officers, and that include Constable Hilton and also Corporal Dane Biggs. The thing about this that make it so shocking was that the police officer, Mr. Clunes, right now was looking forward for his release this week, and his children were at home hanging up decoration for his welcome home party in honor of his crime fighting strategies that he usually used. He was said to be released from hospital this week when he suddenly passed away, and can you just imagine the grief and that pain that his children are going through at this time, knowing that their father was supposed to be released, and they at home making the preparation just in order for his welcome home party when they get this unfortunate news. Such a sad situation coming outside of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and we are just hoping that the family just find the strength and that will to just move on from this and just try to find that will to just cope at this difficult time, because it's going to be a difficult time for the families and also members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force during this time. This was not the news the families and friends of the senior police officer were expecting, as his wife was at the hospital to collect him to take him home when she got this unfortunate news. This one has hit us very hard, according to a senior police officer in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and it's a difficult time right now as the police officers are trying their very best to support the families and friends of this. It's going to be a difficult time for his wife and also his children. The senior superintendent Stephanie Lindsay, head of the corporate communication unit, told journalists at the Kingston Public Hospital yesterday, it's going to be a hard time, I can tell you right now, for the family, just knowing that you came to the hospital to pick him up and then you got the unfortunate news that he suddenly passed. Such a sad story coming outside of Kingston, Jamaica. And we here at Links 007 TV just want to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt condolences to the families and friends of this senior police officer. However, we're going to leave this one here for now. Thanks for joining us for Links 007 TV. Let's talk once more, and we're out for now.